Welcome, everybody, to the Superhumanistic podcast, where we talk about all things health, wellness, and longevity. Thank you for joining us today. We are your hosts. I'm David.
I'm Jessica.
Make sure that you hit that follow and subscribe button on this podcast so you never miss another episode. We put out one episode a week on Saturdays. Also, check us out on YouTube and Instagram for additional content. Don't forget to share this podcast with someone that you love that is also on a health and wellness journey so they can live a longer, healthier, happier life. And if you ever found value in this podcast, please leave us a positive rating and review. That helps others find this podcast so you can help them along on their health and wellness journey. Last week, we talked about the motivation fix. So if you want to learn more about how to overcome those struggles when you're not making it into the gym on a consistent basis or not hitting your goals on a consistent basis, go back and listen to last week's episode. That'll help you start to hit those goals consistently, which is super important for success and everything in life.
Yeah, this week we are going to be starting with a question that might make you want to throw your birthday certificate or your birth certificate out the window. Does the number of candles on our cake actually matter?
It matters for the fire department or if you're an older person trying to blow out your candles, but maybe not your cells. We're talking about the massive shift in longevity science, moving away from that chronological age and focusing on the biological age.
Exactly. Chronological age is just how many times you've orbited the sun. It's a measure of time and not quality. But biological age, that's the wear and tear report. It's how old our body actually is functioning.
Yeah, let's break it down, provide one of those analogies here. So think of it like two 2015 luxury SUVs. One was kept in a garage, serviced every 3,000 miles, got those oil changes, driven on smooth highways. The other was used for off-roading, mudding as they like to call it around here. Never had an oil change and is rusting out. On paper, they're both 11 years old, but under the hood, it's not even close.
Exactly. So getting into that science of the inner clock now, David, how do we actually peek under the hood? We can't just look in the mirror and guess.
Yeah, I know a little bit about this. So the gold standard right now is epigenetics, which we've done an episode on in the past. So if you want to learn complete details about epigenetics, go back on our list and check that out. This is specifically something called DNA methylation, if I'm saying that correctly. We'll go with that.
So can you explain that to us a little bit? Maybe use the instruction manual analogy that you were loving.
Yeah, I can do something like that. So imagine your DNA is a massive instruction manual for your body. As you get older, certain pages get stuck together with tags called that methyl groups. When those pages get stuck, your body can't read the instructions for, say, repairing skin or fighting that inflammation.
So scientists like Dr. Steve Horvath discovered that these stuck pages happen in a very predictable pattern. By measuring those tags, we get the Horvath clock.
Precisely. There are also blood-based markers, things like the C-reactive protein for inflammation, fasting glucose is another one, and albumin levels. When you combine these, you get a phenotypic age.
So this is why you see some 60-year-olds running marathons with the vitals of a 40-year-old, while some 30-year-olds are already showing signs of chronic metabolic diseases.
All right, next we'll jump into why should we care, the so what factor that you hear often. You might be thinking, great, another number to stress about, but this is actually the most empowering part of longevity science.
Yeah, it is really, because unlike your chronological age, which only moves in one direction, your biological age is malleable. So you can actually turn back the clock.
Yeah, there was a landmark pilot study by Dr. Kara Fitzgerald where participants used a specific diet, sleep, and exercise protocol for just 8 weeks. They managed to reduce their biological age by over 3 years.
That's insane to me. 3 years of aging erased in just 2 months. Like, truly wild. It proves that our lifestyle choices are the software that tells our hardware, or our genes, how to behave.
Yeah, we're talking about that deep sleep. That's when the brain's trash pickup system, the glymphatic system, works. Nutrient density, high phytonutrient diets that provide the raw materials for DNA repair. Movement, which we talk about all the time, not just cardio, but resistance training to maintain mitochondrial health as well.
So testing, how do we find that number? Let's get practical here. If we're a listener here and you want to know what your body number is today, what are some of those options that we have?
Yeah, you've got 3 main tiers, basically. Number 1, the DIY, do-it-yourself, free version. Use a pheno age calculator online. You'll need a recent blood panel from your doctor. You can get that typically during your physical, is when I like to do a full blood panel once a year. Look for your markers like CRP, creatinine, and alkaline phosphatase. A lot of big words today. A lot of big medical terms. So not sure if we're saying all these 100% correct. As always, check with the doctor first.
Yes.
Number 2, the consumer blood tests. So companies like Inside Tracker, Function Health analyze your biomarkers and give you an inner age. I've kind of seen these tests at Walgreens or other drugstores where they have that section of tests. Number 3 is the epigenetic test. This is the most superhumanistic route. And since this is called the Superhumanistic podcast, we really like this one. Companies like True Diagnostic or Elysium Health use a spit or blood spot sample to look directly at your DNA methylation.
Yeah, so just a heads up to all of you out there listening, these tests are snapshots in time. So don't freak out if that first result is older than you were expecting. It's your baseline and not the death sentence, right?
Exactly. It's data to drive behavior. If your age is high because of inflammation, you need to look at your gut health or stress levels.
Right. So ownership over our aging now. The takeaway today is simple. We're not a victim of our birth year.
Well said. Chronological age is a fact, but biological age is a choice, or at least a series of choices that you can make throughout your life. We have the tools, how to measure our vitality and intervene before old age even arrives. So that's what we had for you today. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and Instagram. Make sure that you share this podcast with someone that you love so that they can live a longer, healthier, happier life. And don't forget to leave us a rating and review if you found value in this podcast so that it can help others find this podcast and you can help them on their journey as well. We'll see you next time.
Bye.